yin and yang is the sun and moon rotating around the magnetic North Pole. The North Pole is an electromagnetic field and it's a pole of electromagnetic energy. Above the North Pole is Polaris, the all-seeing eye. Earth is a giant electromagnetic field and you are an electromagnetic field. The plane of inertia is where we get the word planet Earth from. The seven heavens are the seven planets, the seven cosmic energies. The start of the solar system is the stars. The Wizard of Oz map has Emerald City in the center. This is symbolizing the center of the Earth, where the emerald green aurora borealis comes out of.
It's an electromagnetic bandwidth of information. So everything operates as electromagnetism, as radio frequency. So there's a set bandwidth of information that this experience that we're having now operates on. Yeah, there's a certain frequency, sound. There's a certain range of information that we can perceive with our senses, and that dictates our reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let's say I'm drawing here just for see if I'm a visual person. Yeah. Let's say it's. So what are we talking? Is it a square? Is it a rectangle?
It doesn't exist objectively.
Okay.
So you're trying to objectify it by saying, what's under it? Where it is you. It's like it's being projected. It's, you know what I mean? Like it's a holographic construct that builds itself as we interact with it.
Okay, so
it doesn't exist objectively.
So
the only objective is truth.
You don't think that the Antarctic's an ice wall around the outside?
I don't know. Could be a shoreline. Could be. I've never been there. Don't know. And all you go.
That's the general theory of the kind of flat Earth theory, isn't it? That it's flat. Yeah. There's an Antarctic ice wall. I look on YouTube.
I'm not trying to adopt any set direct theory. I'm trying to build an understanding of reality based on what I know to be true and what I can observe and what seems likely. So my take on it, like if you want to get on a mad one, I think it's likely. It's a divine being of sorts, like an organism, yeah? Mm-hmm. So heaven, heaven, hell is the heel, and then earth and heart are anagrams of each other. So in my head, I've got my head around it, and as the earth is the heart realm, yeah? And the heart chakra is green, and the trees and the grass and everything's green. The throat chakra is blue, and the sky is blue. You've got lymphatic fluid. Your body is made of a bunch of cells, lymphatic fluid and blood, yeah? Cells are selves, yeah? Individual cells, yeah? The lymphatic fluid is the ocean, and the oil is the blood. The mycelium's the nervous system, and then the vegetation is the lungs. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think it makes... I think, yeah, man is the measure of the universe, and the human... When you look on the television, you've got hue and saturation. Saturation is the richness of colour, and then hue is the tonality of red to ultraviolet, yeah? So hue is the light spectrum. Man is manifestation. So the human is the manifestation of the light spectrum. And we're electromagnetic, holographic beings, that multi-dimensional beings. When people harmonise and create what's called the plane of inertia, yeah, inertia is stillness, yeah? Plane of inertia is the planet of Eartha. The planet of Earth is a plane of inertia. The sun's the proton, it's hot, radiant, masculine. The moon's the electron, it's cold, absorbent, feminine, alkaline. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then you have to it makes sense to, if you can't have a belief, you can't even spell the word belief without the word lie, yeah? B-E-L-I-E-F, yeah? So if you believe something, it's privy to be false because you don't know it, you just believe it. A belief is like blind faith. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in something that genuinely you don't know. So in my mind, you drop all belief and then you piece the reality together based on what you know as fact for yourself. Not because Dave wrote a book and he says this. That's fair enough. You can use the book to inspire you to then recognize something yourself. But you can't base your whole reality on what some other person's written in a book. Some other human, the same as you, has written in a book. Do you know what I mean?
But do we have any facts about anything?
Yeah.
Is anything facts?
Hot is hot. Cold is cold.
Hot feels hot when you put your hand in it.
Yeah, yeah, and you know
cold
that's
feels
hot.
Cold.
Yeah,
this table's here because I can touch it.
Yeah.
But so are we saying that only
I'd go as far as that, yeah. Use your sense organs, your own personal... you can go on a real cosmic one where everything's totally just energy and it's... Yeah, totally. It does that on some level. But right here, right now, you're Ty, I'm Joe, yeah?
Yeah.
That's I could be Joe, I might be Joe. As if I'm Joe, you're Ty.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Let's just stick with that, yeah? Water does that. Any body of liquid you've ever come into contact with, larger than its surface area, must be contained, always finds its level. Fact. Fact, you agree?
Yeah.
It's a fact. So if I put a drip of water on this table...
Yes, in normal terms, like in a bathtub, in a cup,
Every term, every ink, oil, any liquid you've ever come into contact with your whole life has always, if it's larger than its surface area, been contained and will always find its level, yeah? If it's smaller than the surface area, it will stay in one... If it's on a flat surface, it will stay in one space bound by its own surface tension, yeah? If it's on a curved surface, it will roll off. Fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except if there's gravity.
Yeah, but so what they've done to you there is they've got you to disregard your sense organs and what you know to be true in favour of this ideology. Do you know what I'm saying? What are the chances, honestly, that every single body of water, liquid, or any liquid, let's say, conforms to a set group of metrics, yeah, always does those things?
Yeah.
What are the chances that the biggest body of liquid you've ever come into contact with, i.e. the ocean, somehow now operates in complete opposition to those metrics? What are the chances, Ty?
Well,
and we've been programmed.
I only know what I've been taught, right?
Exactly.
So
and who taught us it?
School.
And
scientists.
who pays for the curriculum?
The government.
Who pays for the government? So I'm saying there's an elite ruling class of people that run the show, yeah? We agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they educated you and me to disregard our sense organs in favour of what they told us. And we now live in a reality that it's actually laughable. It's actually laughable.
I get that the water argument, I get it. Like if I move this cup now, no matter, if we filled this room up, it would have to be contained within this room. Once it's full, it will level.
Has to do it. Yeah.
It always levels, hence the spirit level.
Exactly, thank you. Hence the word sea level. Not sea curve, sea sphere, sea level. Horizon is horizontal, isn't it? And horizontal is a sideways plane, isn't it?
Normally,
yeah. You've heard them talk about the spiritual plane and the earthly plane, and the word planet is plane et. Define the word plane in the dictionary. What's it mean?
Flat? I'd imagine. I've not looked at it, but I'd imagine the word flat's in there.
So you ever gone on holiday in an aeroplane?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not an aerosphere or an aerocurve. Do you know what I mean? If the guy goes up or down, your ears pop, don't they? But if you've ever been to Australia for 25 hours, sat, totally flat. If you were going across a fucking sphere, you'd be gaining altitude, would have to dip the nose every...
The beginning of the study of magnetism can be traced back to Egypt. Also, we find the Greeks used it, and among the Greeks and early Egyptians, we have the first understanding of the nature of magnetism. It was used principally in healing. It was well known to Pythagoras, who gave us considerable information on the subject, which was promptly forgotten by everybody else. Then we have little knowledge of it, except through the Arabs. The Chinese were aware of it because of the discovery of the mariner's compass. But for the most part, it was neglected until the 17th century, when it became involved in the story of Rosicrucianism. The alchemists, the Rosicrucians, and the Hermetists all were unfolding phases of magnetic theory. Then we come down a little later, and we come upon a curious instrument, Mesmer's magnetic tub. This was a kind of tank in which many people put their feet at the same time and held hands and created a battery out of the water in the tank. Incidentally, the magnetic theory is based upon a very simple fact, namely that what we call empty air is not empty at all. It is the most profoundly used all the elements that we know anything about. We all live within air and have our being, and we know that if air fails, we die. But what we do not realize is that air is not just some oxygen or helium or something of this nature. Air is something in itself. It is a substance of itself. It is a substance so real and so important that it's almost impossible to estimate it. It is a tremendous field of magnetic energy. The atmosphere carries the magnetism of the sun. The study of the magnetic powers of the sun will be more or less clearly understood by the study of the seasons. Winter, summer, spring, and these things have all to do with a magnetic factor in the air. And we think of it only as in trying to explain it as a physical astronomical phenomena, since as the rotation and revolutions of the sun and planets. But each of these planets is a field of magnetic energy. And this energy comes to us through what we call air. One thing we have learned from television is that air transmits. We know, for instance, that we can have all kinds of programs on the air at the same time. And they can come from all directions. And they can overlap and interlap. But each one will remain separately identified as though it was moving in a channel or a circuit of its own. Something went through was vibration. And this vibration in the magnetic field can be divided into an infinite complexity of separate emanations. In other words, if we had 1,000 different channels, they could be differentiated in the magnetic field so that each one would be broadcast correctly and properly for whatever it is. Thus we realize there's something out there besides air, something besides helium and oxygen, something besides the ordinary factors we take into consideration scientifically. We are in the presence of a mysterious agent, an agent that is part of everything that we are. Now, studying magnetism as it comes into the human body, we discover along with Kilda that each human body is surrounded by an etheric or energy field. This energy field is sometimes referred to as an aura, but it is not the true aura that we think of in metaphysics. This magnetic field is an area of energy. This area of energy forms an egg-like atmospheric sheath around the physical body, usually extending 3 to 5 feet from it in each direction. This energy field is the basis of virtue, because this energy field depends for its reality, its serviceability, and its protecting power to move emotion, thought, and the attitudes of the person around which this magnetic field is gathered. In other words, the individual, if they are normal, if mentally, emotionally, and physically, they are keeping the rules, this magnetic field forms a tremendous protection. It is normal, it is healthy, it is constantly able to handle infections and all kinds of difficulties. It will help to heal wounds. It will help to recover the use of functions and organs. And if we are deprived of some part of the body, it will try to compensate for us. As long as the individual takes proper care of his magnetic field, it will serve him. Now, this is a phase of morality that is generally overlooked. It is assumed that these magnetic fields are something you don't pay much attention to. They're there, maybe they'll help a little. But the truth of the matter is that practically the whole survival of the individual depends upon maintaining the integrity of this flow of energy into the magnetic field. This energy comes from the sun. It comes through a mysterious energy tube in the magnetic field. It enters the individual through the crown of the head. It disseminates through the entire body, and it's excreted back again through the lower centers of the body and is recleansed by the solar energy. This is a kind of a little private tank or capsule of life that we are all carrying about with us all the time. Now, the problem of morality in this is very definite. The moment we break rules, we damage that magnetic flow. We have got to keep the laws of nature, and these in turn are the laws of God, or the magnetic field fails. It can fail because of physical intemperances, which reduce its integrity and reduce its power. It can be wasted in riotous living, which is such a common cause these days. It can be variously destroyed by moods, by attitudes, by fears, by complexes. It can be destroyed or damaged by alcohol, drugs, narcotics, all kinds of things. But if this field is damaged, it immediately reacts into health. It damages the individual's vitality. It makes him more easily subject to contagions and infections, and it definitely shortens the life expectancy.